That's a hell of a refresh to me.
Beats have finally come out with the updated version.
Everything's new.
Brand new Powerbeats 2.
So let's get right into it.
Welcome back to Re-Review, where we watch all the reviews so you don't have to. Today we're diving deep into the Powerbeats Pro 2, Apple's long-awaited update to apparently
best-selling headphones in the world.
Are they a worthy successor? Let's find out what the experts think.
They've really done a lot of things right with these earbuds, like the design. They've got the physical controls that are really easy to use. With the ear hook, you've got a really secure fit in your ears, and of course, you've got the best noise canceling in any Beats product.
And there's a whole bunch of new features. It's got better audio, it's got wireless charging, active noise cancellation, it's got a heart rate sensor built right into the buds themselves. It's lighter, it's more comfortable, everything's new.
First of all, you got a new ear hook. Okay, it's 50% smaller and it's way more comfortable.
And the whole earbud is 20% lighter, which is a huge improvement for comfort, especially during long workouts.
They're not as comfortable as like the AirPods 4, for example, where you can just basically forget that they're even sitting in your ear because they're just kind of outside of your ear and just kind of really lightweight. You won't ever forget that these are in your ear, but for what they are, they're awesome. These are actually very similar to the AirPods Pro 2 in a lot of ways. However, this is going to be the biggest difference here is the design and the overall use case for the Powerbeats Pro 2 because the Beats are meant for the more active community.
So, a focus on fitness with some familiar Apple touches. But let's talk about that case.
Old Powerbeats Pro case was massive. And now with the Powerbeats Pro 2, you can see that it's a lot more manageable of size. Obviously not as small as the AirPods Pro 2, but definitely a good improvement over the old Powerbeats Pro. One thing I did want to point out though is that the closing of the case feels a little bit more plasticky on these new ones versus the old ones. So here's how the new ones close, and here's how the old ones close. I feel like there were trade-offs here. The old case was a lot thicker, and so it just felt a little more beefy.
Let's move on to what's under the hood.
This is using Apple's H2 chip, and what are the benefits from that? Well, what you get here is all of the benefits of their audio. So we're talking about adaptive EQ, you get transparency mode, you get active noise canceling, the best noise canceling that Beats has ever had thanks to the H2 chip inside. Also, if we're talking about audio, we have to talk about the microphones here. They are new microphones.
This is being recorded from the mic of the Powerbeats Pro 2. I think they sound okay, nothing special. And this is the mic quality on Apple's AirPods Pro 2. I think they sound very similar. I don't think I'd be able to choose a winner.
Adding noise cancellation is huge though. Now, I don't think you can sell a $250 pair of wireless premium earbuds and not have noise cancellation in 2025. So maybe they felt forced to add it, but either way, they've done a really good job with these. It's sampling the outside world 200 times per second and does a really good job canceling white noise. I think some stuff like keyboard typing and basic dialogue or other random sounds still get through.
And of course, the headline feature.
A game-changing built-in heart rate monitor.
It's an optical heart rate sensor. It's present on both the left and right bud, and it's located on the bottom of each bud, and these things shine a light that presses right into this part of your ear. There's just so much friction to be able to do that. Like I can't just like be listening to music, walking down the street and be like, hey, what's my heart rate? Pick up my phone and look. I have to do the whole app launch and just go around in the app. And it's also only supported by a handful of apps right now. So this to me feels so unlike an Apple product.
Beats has been refining their sound with every new release, and the Powerbeats Pro 2 are a great example of that. These have a surprisingly balanced sound. Yes, they're still bass, it wouldn't be Beats without it, but it's not muddy or overpowering. It's tasteful, and it gives your music that driving energy.
It's a Beats product, the audio is just a little more playful, stronger bass, and more emphasized treble. And when I measure them, it's not like a flat studio profile, it's obviously shaped more like a V, but it's done with intent.
So, a classic Beats sound, but now more refined.
These sound perfectly fine, but when it came to back-to-back testing, the AirPods Pro 2 just sounded a little bit more full, had a little more immersion in the sound, the bass was a little bit punchier, and it just sounded a little bit more clear. And I was really racking my brain as to why they wouldn't put the best sounding, drivers or just the best tech in general in these new products. And I really only came to one conclusion, which is that they want to keep the product hierarchy. They want to keep AirPods Pro as the best sounding, Apple product.
That makes sense because they all have the H2 chip in them. But then the sound character, just the way they sound, it's just overall exactly what you're looking for from workout headphones. I mean, take the Beats logo off of these, and listen to them, and you'd find that they're objectively pretty good sounding. They're like an 8 out of 10 for sound quality.
How does all this tech perform out in the real world?
Let's hear how they perform in various environments.
And here's how it sounds like in transparency mode going into ANC mode. So you can hear how much it's canceling out of the simulated cafe environment.
For me, it doesn't just muffle some sounds, it reduces the overall volume of your surroundings in every way, in a very even way. In terms of absolute transparency, it's not entirely on the same level as the Bose QuietComfort Ultra earbuds or the AirPods Pro 2, but it's better than what I've heard from brands like Sony.
My voice actually sounds really clear right now in this quiet studio environment. And then here's what the buds sound like in a more noisy cafe environment. I've got some white noise playing in the background. Here's how my voice sounds.
The voice processing and voice isolation on these is significantly better. It even uses the aid if you have an iPhone to help with that processing as well in partnership. But everything from the audio quality to the voice quality is impressive.
It still does the instant pairing thing on any iPhone. Still very easy to pair with any Android phone too, but
they don't have true multi-point connectivity, meaning if you have a MacBook and an Android phone, or if you have an iPhone and a Windows laptop, you will not be connecting to both of them at the same time and switching.
When it comes to battery life, these do an excellent job with 8 hours of playback time with ANC on and 10 hours without, and an additional 28 hours from the case. I feel like when it comes to wireless earbuds, anything over 6 hours, which is like a flight from New York to California, is good enough. So these at 8 hours, you can still get through that flight and have spare battery left over. It's also got fast fuel, so 5 minutes of charging is gonna get 1.5 hours of listening.
And they're built to handle the elements.
These are rated IPX4, so if you are going to be getting sweaty or you get them accidentally wet with the water and stuff, these will do a good job at staying protected.
But how do the Powerbeats Pro 2 stack up against the competition? Are they worth the price?
For things like grocery shopping, for things like doing stuff around the house, for things like a little mini walk around the neighborhood, probably not. I'm still going to use my AirPods Pro 2 for that. However, for the gym, for runs, for if there's a sport and I want to have my AirPods in or my earbuds in for a sport, I'm going to be going for the Powerbeats Pro 2 every single time. These are just far more secure in your ears.
Despite having the H2 chip, it's not looking like these are getting the hearing aid features, as I mentioned before. Some other features that are missing, these don't have conversation awareness, where you can just talk and the ANC fades away. The case is still pretty gigantic, that's definitely a drawback, and there is no ultra-wideband feature for precision finding.
AirPods is more active, so if a loud sound happens, so for example, on that flight, when someone slammed the bag, that sound was muted more, and I was able to hear stuff around it at a more equalized level. Whereas the Beats brings everything in at the same sound. Also, the AirPods does have adaptive mode, and the Beats does not. So adaptive mixes transparency and noise cancellation together. Those are very minimal differences, but if you are gonna be doing a lot of traveling, commuting on trains or airplanes, then definitely consider the AirPods Pro 2.
Trade-offs as always.
Market is so much more competitive in the wireless earbud space. There are so many good fitness-focused wireless earbuds that are like $100 cheaper than this, if not more. So you have to ask yourself, is that heart rate sensor really worth that price premium that they're demanding?
Are these my favorite earbuds for the gym? And the answer is yes. Now I'm gonna say, not my favorite sounding earbuds for the gym. Those are still my Sennheiser Momentum Sports. All right, these are the best sounding sports earbuds that I got. But for overall comfort and the fit, these are now number one.
Now, these are going to retail for $250. You can probably find them on sale for like $200. I feel like that is a pretty good price, especially considering that you are getting the latest active noise canceling and all of the best technology in these Beats products.
But for the right person, the dedicated athlete, the Apple user who wants to have a secure fit, or the Android user who wants a premium workout experience, that investment could be worth it.
So the Powerbeats Pro 2 make big promises: secure fit, heart rate monitoring, top-tier noise cancellation, and that signature Beats sound, all in a refined package. But it's not all perfect.
The assumption is that these would have worked instantly with Apple Fitness Plus. It would have worked instantly with Apple Workouts. It doesn't.
But once it's all set up, it does work really well. I compared the results to my Apple Watch and it was spot on.
Ultimately, if your priority is a rock-solid fit for workouts and you value Apple's ecosystem, these are a top contender. That's it for our ultimate roundup review of the Powerbeats Pro 2. Find links down below for full videos and subscribe for more re-reviews where we watch all the reviews so you don't have to.